スカイリム続きから。ちょっと遠いな。どっから行こう。まだ一回も行ってない場所だ。なんかまだ全然行ってないロケーションあるな。これで来れたのか。なんかドラゴンもいそうだな。降りちゃっていいのかな。どっから来る？ん襲撃だって言うけど、
いいわよ。おやおや、また姫のお出まし。踏みつぶしてやる。
Sure your last
Another child free from their mortal shackles. The unending silence.
Draw your last breath. Bet you regret this now, don't you?
Submit, and let rot consume you.
You're exposed, fool.
Bet you regret this now, don't you?
さあ、実力を見せてちょうだい。
to oblivion myself.
めんどくさいところに落ち
Time
たな。
to taste metal.
なんだあいつ。あーなんか死んでる。
Hunted anything worth talking about? 時間を無駄にするのはよしましょう。
あれ帰ろうとしてた。
Yeah. Nothing that affects us, but being the curious type I am, we've got word from the exile that something of value is stowed away within the caverns. Unfortunately for me, you seek Septim, which isn't surprising. So are you ready to see what those degenerates have been talking about so much? Remember, I won't be coming to scrape your corpse out of those tunnels if you don't come back.
おかしいな。会話の字幕すぐ消えないようにしたはずなんだけど、あんまり変わってない。
Hello? May the Reach show mercy on you.
See that mountain? No. Till next we meet.
あそこにある家もまだ行ってないしな。 足がない。
誰かいるのか。いた。
おお、なんか面白そうな呪文だ。
No hesitation. That's the true hunter's way.
なんだこれ。氷の体。
Fighting alongside you keeps me sharp, just how I like
砕
it.
けちゃった。えぐいな。なんだっけ、あと飛ばすやつ。 なんて呪文だったっけ。使った本を忘れてしまった。王冠じゃないもんな。なんだっけ。まあいいか。ダメか。
これが望みでしょ。やばい実験してたのだけはわかる。あれ？全然違うところの洞窟だった。
The staff. The mother took it. Keeps it in her sacks.
On your way.
Spiders. Everywhere. Poison me.
Swift, brutal, and merciless. That's the way of the hunt. 死ね、けなものめ。覚悟して、簡単にはいかないから。
これかよ。なんか全然大したことないものだった。ユニークなものが出るかと思ったのに。まあでもなんかそんなにコレクションするアイテムがないから、ざっくり敵だけ倒していけるっていうのはありがたいっちゃありがたい。いろいろ拾わなきゃいけないアイテムあるって思うと、もうなんか探し回んなきゃいけないから疲れるんだよね。確実に拾う感じでこう箱の中に入っててくれればいいけどドンでどっか行っちゃいそうな場所とかにあるとちょっとね、気使って戦わなきゃいけないから、もうちょいこう雑に暴れたいんだよね。魔法ぶっ破したいんだけど、味方がいたり吹き飛ばしちゃまずいものがあったりで、なかなか本格的に暴れることはできないからね。 通にサブクエだったのかな。あとなんかこのクエスト結構ファーストトラベルしない方がいいみたいなこと書かれてたけど、
Don't hang
そん
around.
なこと知らずに飛び回ってたけど、全然今のところ大丈夫だったけどね。
We were fervent about retrieving this tool, but we don't have to deal with the danger on top of all the other. And of course, compensation for your results. All right then.
なんかやっぱルート分岐あるみたいだけど、なんかこの王道パターンじゃない、なんか敵側に作るルートだとなんかまだ最後までクエストがないとか、だからなんかもう一回やるにしてもなんかバージョン5で終わりらしいから、バージョン5の完成のやつが出るまでちょっと待ってもいいかもしれないね。2回目やるのはこれビヨンドザリーチ。
Something you need?
なんかあんま長くなってないな。5秒以上にしたんだけどな。6秒ぐらいになるようにしたんだけど、全然短いな。
Carry the griffin proudly, knight.
'All right then.
解放できた。
What do you want?
会話早すぎてわからん。おかしいな。なんかの時間延長するファイルを5秒以上のやつにしてリネームしたんだけど、なんか変わんないな。なんかここのやつが特殊なのかもしれないな。
Something you need? 'May the Reach show mercy on you.'
まあそもそも他のところでは効果あったのに、なんかここだけ効果ないからなんか違うのかもな。
I hope I have what you're looking for.
どこにいる？
Something you need?
Something you need?
Hello?
Carry the griffin, Knight of Evermore. Thank the gods those necromancers are dealt with. We can't thank you enough, friend. You've been a great service to this kingdom. You've surely faced worse, if the accounts from Ravenspring are anything to go by. You've probably fostered the impression of being the sole guardian of this realm. Don't fret, we've all got our burdens. Lest I forget, the king needs you to become an escort. Knight. Such jests could be deemed offensive to certain ears, yet you won't find that with me. Escort in the more literal sense. We've got children soon to depart Ravenspring, their destination being here. Sigmain will elaborate. Never an hour's rest for the kingdom's finest. Were I asked that a year ago, I'd have laughed. But now something feels different. That sensation that had long since died. Aye, that's it. It's the yearning for something better. If we get the right person leading Ravenspring, then Evermore can truly turn itself around. Keep the Witchmen at bay, have all other malcontents dealt with. And now Mortefane isn't here to muddle our plans. All should be smooth sailing. There's disarray among those savage northerners. Won't be long until we reclaim all of the Reach. Peace at last. Let's not jinx our fortune. Keep safe.
Hello?
Something you need? We have just the bed for the weary traveller. I'll take you to your room. Till next we meet. Have a pleasant stay. Don't be afraid to ask for anything else.
Something you need?
You alright?
Something you need?
Something you need? Hello?
You were with the Imperials at the outpost, right? Killed all those damn orcs off? I hope you made them suffer.
Greetings, Knight. Kagor has a penchant for appeasement, doesn't he? Yes, Knight. I did ask for you. Yet I shirked to call so soon. After hearing about your feats through the kingdom recently. Though seeing as you are here, you have made yourself available for another duty. That duty entails a group of children that...
I see that my throne is still occupied. Down with the usurper.
Greetings, Knight. There are 5 kingdoms that span our province. Johanna, Faerun, Wayrest, Evermore, and last, yet more importantly, Daggerfall. Johanna is a frozen cluster of embittered Nords and corpses. We'd see no benefit in bettering relations with that frigid wasteland when resources can be diverted to more promising alliances. Faerun shares Johanna's obscurity in the political scape, faring better for its renowned fishery and its docks with hosts fleets for the Empire's northern navies. Wayrest. Well, I don't feel I need to elaborate on the state of that pitiful kingdom. My first great military victory, and a most certain one at that. Not an acre left of that kingdom that didn't see retribution. It was foolish of me to knight those ignorant of this kingdom's history. I will speak to your ignorance rather than ill intent. Wayrest had sullied your king's image. Thus they shamed the body of the kingdom. They had seared me with an adurance, deep in the bowels of their walls, laying spurious accusations at me. Such sacrilege against those divined directly by the gods deserves fury like no other. However thorough our destruction of Wayrest was, I was still left unfulfilled. I had not seen Uva's head before me, and we had not retrieved his body. I would have his fear-struck face mantled with the rest of the game in my hall. Yes, concluding with Daggerfall, set a stage for Hyrok's eminence within Tamriel, and the kingdom which ordains the destinies of us all. Whenever Daggerfall churns, the whole province twists with it. We are in the process of facilitating relations with that great kingdom, having my progeny marry off into their great houses, in hopes of forging an undying alliance that can see us reign over Hyrok in tandem. No, I would be remiss of the truth if I didn't speak of the Daggerfallen's character and their view of us in the East. We still have the burden of our past, tainting further relations with the nobility there. Yet money and power speaks. It will be impossible to ignore a burgeoning kingdom as ours when the green banners encroach westward. Son! My, how much you have changed in such short time!
And how much wider you've become. The chef must have been busy.
The messages told of you returning with Elaine. Has your mother distracted herself in the markets again?
I have many virtues, father, yet patience was never one of them. Crisis heralded my return, and I came. For if I were gone any longer, the people could forget the face of their future king.
Come here, son. It's been far too long. I had sat in this hall alone, with all but the guards to humor me.
The longing was mutual, father. I had sought to return home ever since I arrived in Daggerfall. Yet this kingdom grows further, and soon Evermore will provide as the West, and much more.
Soon, I hope. I wish to see the day where they look up in deference, as I still live.
I see we're graced by a small audience. It's not like you to forgo introductions, father.
Not anyone of prominence. A servant of the kingdom who I had knighted. Though this servant did thwart a great threat within Raven Spring. However, the tales from that place are spurious at best. I may have been too lax in my privileges again.
Goodness. The rabble finally found some truth to their ravings, then. The Reaches host a much ill will, but the twisted schemes of a god. Yet with all their power, a mortal crew had prevailed over their plot. Not many knights can boast of similar feats. In fact, such a trial lifts you above the others my father has sworn in. So forgive his impertinence. Unlike him, I value that conviction. Know this of me, knight. I do not respect those who grovel. We are comrades. I want your respect, not your fear. However, I have matters to discuss with the king. Much time has passed during my stay west, now evermore demands my focus. We'll talk again. Goodness, the rabble finally found some truth to their ravings then. The Reach is host to much ill will, but the twisted schemes of a god. Yet with all their power, a mortal crew have prevailed over their plot. Not many knights can boast of similar feats. In fact, such a trial lifts you above others my father has sworn in.
Greetings, knight.
Unlike him, I value
Fret not.
conviction.
I'd have chastised you were your words an assumption of her fate, rather than her whereabouts. She had departed the kingdom to visit family in Daggerfall some 4 months ago, with my daughter, though hopefully not to find a suitor for her. No, I will be the one who decides the date for when she is wed. Not her mother, whose conniptions will most certainly have her settled with some undeserving yokel. Why, of course, maybe my most important progeny, Damien. My prodigal son has sought renown and glory in the West. I could not be any more proud to have him continue the dynasty. After my passing, I am assured that his reign will continue to steer this kingdom to new heights. I've received a crow carrying the message of his imminent
この会
return.
話しとかなきゃいけなかったのに先に息子が来ちゃったから変なことになったのか。
Fret not. She had departed the kingdom to visit family in Daggerfall some 4 months ago, with my daughter, though hopefully not to... I've no need for you at the moment. Why, of course. You are a royal subject before royalty and the revered gods. Now I need to be succinct, as I have matters to discuss with my son. Children. Children from Raven Spring who seek refuge within these walls. And as this kingdom is more than charitable, we have made arrangements for a new slew of young to be harbored here until that plague subsides, or when order is fully restored to that town. Order which I think my son will be eager to see facilitated. I will speak candidly. We have been found lacking when it comes to alleviating the Reacher's suffering. This altruism is the least we can show for our unintended negligence. A gesture of goodwill that will engender rapport with our subjects, and to protect the young, for the assurance of a new generation of Reachmen that will propagate their names. Has a serpent found its way into your heart, knight? Is this serpent desperate to accuse me of something wretched? I never took you for one to be reticent. If the wind so much as whistles your name, and these sordid rumors follow, you and any that bear relations will see a most terrible death on that very same day. But you are loyal, so these measures would never need to be entertained, will they? Very well. Off you go, knight. Stay safe on your travels.
Goodness, the rabble finally found some truth to their ravings then.
また息子が同
The
じこと
Reach
言っ
is
て。
host to much ill will, but the twisted schemes of a god.
Hello?
What is needed?
Something you need?
Scorched near every sickly whoreson we've come across. So yeah, we're managing. Though their numbers don't seem to be dropping, they damn gain another 2 for every one we light up. God knows how many still live out there. And we can't be sending any more lads on their way. Don't want any more of us falling foul to this pox. Just the usual concoctions to stave off the disease. Nothing to have us rid of it yet. The priests are working tirelessly to brew up a remedy, no doubt. Yet I fear it may be too late when they do. How convenient. Yes, friend, we do need some help. You see, these orange skins aren't content with rotting away in some hole. They're turning vicious, lashing out and coughing their lungs out to anyone who draws near. And that bile they vomit can burn down to the bone. We thought the gear the kingdom supplied could protect us somewhat, but we soon learned otherwise. You may see where I'm going with this. Had a friend who caught the worst of their venom. Must have been sprayed through his visor. Now he's vanished, and had no clue to where, till recently. News surfaced that he's cozening up with the stick just north of here, up in the ravine. Too many afflicted for us to do anything just yet. Now all we need is some information, get him to spill his agenda. And as you should expect, you're not going to go barging in there with sword in hand. So a friendly talk, all we ask. You capable of that? Gift of the gab, not gift of the blade. Keep it calm and it'll go smoothly. And if that option's not open, then take this. Pop the flare if you sense trouble high enough so we can see. I'll send the boys over to cover your escape. Good luck. Don't cause any trouble now.
これいけるかな。字幕が早すぎる。
何が必要だ？
痛い目に遭うわよ。下がりなさい。
どこにいんだこれ。上か。
それ以上近づかないで。簡単にはいかない。
What do you need? Should probably ditch this hunk of iron. Doesn't take much to command authority other than a full set of armor. So yeah, guess I'm somewhat of a leader. And you? Didn't just wander in with an absent mind, I'm guessing. You know, I was curious why we haven't seen them skulking about. Those arsonists, that is. Thought the dogs were hatching some plot to raise this dwelling of ours. What a relief. Finally, the priests have gotten through to the military. Not often does that lead to good. Yet they're desperate to seek a cure. A cure that won't come about through burning those who may carry it. All right, missionary. How do you plan to help? You know what? Before we give up such personal details, maybe you can do something for us. It's not enough to barge in proclaiming divine guidance and expect us to submit. We need something else, more tangible. Since you've been sent by the priests, you must have some sway with them. Else they won't feel confident sending you. Now, I know for a fact those priests hoard a good number of potions to slow this malady. Their crests were found on each package that was sent over when I was still part of the kingdom. Now, you can have a word with those priests, get us those potions, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty here. Got that? Good to hear. And, you best not tell the priests about the specifics of this charity case. They may be men of mercy, but politics and beliefs don't mesh.
これはどっちを話しても戦いになるだろう。
Don't be dying on me now.
The rain can be our shroud if we use it well.
Якか。これずっと後ろに落ちてたやつ1しか回復しないけどいいかダメなのかこれじゃあ6になっちゃったな体力上昇自作のじゃダメかな
Fancy a chat?
痛い目に遭うぞ。下がれ。
この人じゃなくてあれか、エバーモアの方に持ってかなきゃダメなのか。そういうわけじゃないか。
You all right? Only have a couple left. May need to put a word into the city for a resupply. All right, take them. Hope that information is worth it.
なんだよ。超でいいのかよ。怖っ。危ない。そうでいいなら作ったやつでもいいじゃないか。
Come on, spill it. Let's have a look at them. Pure, distilled. Nothing seems to be floating in there. Was expecting you to bring me vials of piss. Glad you kept your word. Now I'll have to get these to those bedridden. May give them a few more months. Look around you, missionary. This isn't a place one can live out their years. We have to find more land for food and people. Because if it isn't this sickness that claims us, then it'll be starvation. A far worse fate than burning, I assure you. Since this plague is bringing more souls to this little get-up, we're gaining more sway. Sway that we can use to leverage some type of deal with the city south. Get them to pull back their butchers and have us settle some land east, upon some fertile stretch. They can wedge us between the many knolls out there and have us out of sight. If it means we can live on without the threat of a painful death. It took 4 days for this affliction to fully turn me into the very people I slaughtered. I could have coughed my lungs out to my brothers in arms while they dozed off. I didn't, but it could have been so easy. This plague could have run rampant through their kingdom, yet it didn't. All through my loyalty to that banner. Now, if the kingdom seeks to spurn its loyal subject, then loyal it ceases to be. They need to remember that they're not the only plotters out here. My time in exile has not been an idle peace. Many plans have been dwelled on. For contingency purposes, of course. What I'm saying is, they'll get theirs if my deal is turned down. Trust me on that. See you around.
興味本位でうっかり押しそうになってしまう。なんか戦ってる。言ってるそばからやり合ってる。
痛い目に遭うぞ。下がれ。
Damn fool. What does he hope to achieve in sending his sickly crew against the walls? Does he wish for death? Now, as per our order, he has to be cut down, as well as those who colluded with him. We can't entertain even the threat of this disease breaching this gate. Cheers for the help. I was hesitant that you'd perform this well, but here you are with everything I asked for. Have this for a good day's work. The gate's open to you, for now. Plenty of vices to blow your coin and evermore. You can trust me on that. Don't cause any trouble now.
「雪エンチャント」か。 これか。
結婚することを司祭に報告すべきよ。あとは彼らがやってくれるわ。
これなんかあれっぽいな。ダークソウルのフォースだっけ。
案内して。
Not much sunlight today. What a pity.
We meet again. How fare you? I was wary of who they would be sending, but I've seen you stalwart in the face of the corruption that gripped this town. You're someone I can readily trust. The king has taken a liking to you as well, if he's this confident with your competence.
読めるわけない、その量は。なんか話してる内容と字幕の量おかしくない？
I hope the kids don't cause too much hassle. They've grown restless from being homebound these last few months. No child should be confined within these dreary abodes for so long. I'll pray for your safe arrival at the city. Blessings for your future journeys.
まあ、スカイリムの世界で子供最強だからな。敵に襲われても何の心配もいらない。とか言って種族性外れてる子供たちだったらやばいな。その可能性を考えてちゃんとこんな3人だけだったっけ？
You alright?
向こう側が見えなくて危ないんだよな。よかった。
Doing well, knight? For reasons unclear, this affliction leaves those in their prime unharmed, pervading only among the old and the young, reaping both shortly after their initial signs of the disease. And I needn't overstate the importance of coveting the children of the kingdom. An act that both seeks to protect the future and engender favor from the gods, so that this kingdom never wanes in strength. We have them washed down and deloused, meticulously seeking out any signs of plague through their bodies and their souls, as the nature of this plague isn't fully understood. Surgeons work on the temporal aspect of the affliction and priests banish the spiritual ailments that burden them. We have to be thorough, else we risk having an outbreak within these very walls. The children are then sent off to a select few foster homes that will harbor them until the plague subsides. Once it does, physical contact will be re-established with the parents. As with every young batch this city receives, there is no higher priority than the propagation of our virtues to the next generation. And we priests are best fitted to carry out that education. So yes, knight, I will be taking them. And for your knightly deed, trust and gratitude. His Majesty has informed me of any further duties to impart on you, so you are free to enjoy your time as you wish. If you are not too busy, then you can attend the show within the city center. Some orc from Daggerfall is scheduled for a speech, one of the more erudite of his kind. Have a listen. Maybe his insight will come of use to a knight. Farewell.
多くの演説、無敵のタロス。ここにいるのは猫だ。
Fancy seeing you again.
The
We'll
most
stay and watch
welcoming
this.
folk in
It'll be
Hyrule.
entertaining.
None are so ready to accept progress like you. I am forever grateful that your proud city has permitted my speech. The topic is one that concerns all here and beyond, and it regards the possibility of harmony between Breton and Orc. Tomes cover the atrocities and crimes committed in our racial feuds. One can dwell over each page, or we could hope to stop the blood with a resolution to this dreadful story. A happy one. Forgo blood and forge peace. We are deserving of a better world. Yes, I know many here roll their eyes in light of my words. To sleep without one eye open. To reap the grain without worry. Dreams of peace. But it is only through our effort that peace becomes real. So break the cycle of revenge and banish that which haunts our relations. The ghost of a savage past.
Ace for the Grox. Half expecting the jesters to come on stage now. And I hope you aren't suggesting that we live among your ilk. rather be caught dead. Should take a gander at Wayrest to see what race mixing does to a city. One of the proudest kingdoms on the Great Iliac reduced to a degenerate, crime-ridden hole. All thanks to your kin.
Much time has been dedicated to your concerns, for it's precisely why I arrived here. This is not a sole venture taken by myself. Daggerfall has committed many minds.
Grok thinks he has class. Maybe a cut above the average orc, yet that's still not worth a dung on my heel. We put Wayrest out of its misery because uppity greenskins were getting ambitious. Should take heed yourself. Now, Orc, tell us, what about your friends? Raping their way through our very
The Aurora
kingdom.
is mesmerizing tonight.
The stench of death still lingers at Deep Crag, yet you have the gall to make demands.
The Orcs share a collective trauma. Orsinium, and all the defeats since. As I stand before you, people just like I have been sent to the enclaves of my kin. And the demands made of the Orsimer are far heavier than I ask of you. In case anyone believes the Orcs will go without concessions of their own. However, honesty is needed. The Orcs do hate, but it is not a hate inborn, but learned. The old may shirk their desire for peace, but the young have hope. Hope that will be stymied if they remain isolated away from the wider realm.
No, Orc, you answer the man. Show some respect.
A priority
Thank
noted,
you, Jerry.
soon to be addressed. Missionaries have been accepted by chiefs and elders alike, replacing beliefs in their stay. Malakav's worship will cease to be. All of this I promise, as one stipulation. A most precious prospect for the Orc. New Orsinium, to go without harm. The city will go without arms and malicious intent.
But the
In
merchants don't
exchange
want
for its
peace,
sanctity.
so a dream it'll
From
remain.
now until we can live side by side.
あれなんだまだ終わりじゃなかったのかもしかして。
Halt this breach! We need everyone to vacate the area!
Come, Knight. Prepare to get busy.
完全に終わりかと思ってたのに。演説に耳を傾けるはもういいのかな。
My God. Twisted bastard.
わあ。
Me! Where did he go?
Karth, you won't be harmed now. We'll make sure of that. Come forth and tell us what you saw. Follow me, Knight. That son of a bitch couldn't have gotten far. We'll see where this trail leads. Karth, Omid, you'll need to stay clear of this brothel for a while. Check in at the inn.
ああ、あの例のエレベーターが戻れなくなった。まさかここで使うことになるとはな。
Looks like death follows you everywhere, Knight. Just to make sure that it doesn't catch up.
この人はいい人だよな。
hiding among the beggars. I'll cordon off the scene. Secure all the evidence. I need an empty stomach for this one.
わあ。ああ、こういう感じで戻れない感じだから。 これ入ってきたら戻れんわな。まだあれか、第一章終わったぐらいだったのか、もしかして。類情歩行が悪さをしている。下に行かなきゃいけないみたいだけど。
So what are you planning then? What's the hassle about?
About us. All of us. You hear what happened in Raven Spring, right? That bastard Lord killed our boys down there.
Of course I heard. Damn near all the realm heard of that mess. He's dead now, though. What of it?
What of it? How many times must this happen for you to get it into you, you dumb bastard? Those lords don't give two shits about us. How much worse must it get for you to get a clue? All over this land, those bastards throw us into the pig trough whenever they feel like it. I'm tired of it. I'm damn tired of living under their heel.
Alright. Stop moaning. I get you. What can we do, though? We ain't got nothing, and we're never gonna have nothing. Just the way it is. Heard whispers of that King Owl. You know the one. From Wayrest? Apparently the bugger's still kicking around, and has his sights right on this king. May get that revenge you want after all, huh?
And you think that'll be different how? One king for another? Have you not been listening? Nah. See those witchmen now. They have the right idea, striking fear into their lordly hearts. I'm not alone in this, you know. Most of the others been talking good of those witchmen. We've even got the serfs speaking well of them. Sticking two fingers up to these noble bastards.
Witchmen? Come off it. They'd skin you alive. You heard about those nut jobs and what they're about? I'm all for those exiles. They're right good lads.
Yeah, I knew you'd say this. Still eating from your master's hand, huh? Still licking that boot. Even through all this, you're still just their pet. And I know you're gonna rat me out. So I better make this quick.
You mad? I'll feed you to the rats. You mad? Ha!
すごいいい動きだな。
You mad?
どっちが勝つかな。
You mad?
どっちがどっちかわかんないけど。
I'll feed you to the rats.
見届けようじゃないか。
Come on, keep up. Ah!
なんでこんないい勝負してんだこいつら。
Come on, keep up. You mad? Ah. You mad? Come on, keep up.
この短いナイフでやる技なのか今の。
Come on, keep up.
あ、決着がつきそうです。
Come on, keep up.
位置が悪くて切りつけられない。
Ah. Ah. You mad? You mad? You mad? I'll feed you to the rats. You mad? Ah.
お、逆転もあり得るかもしれない。
I'll feed you to the rats. こっちに立ったってことはウィッチマン派かな。なんでここにドワーフの剣あったのに使わなかったんだろう。すんごい短いナイフでやり合ってたけど。アイラさんなかなかやるな。よくバレずに。
Depends. What will I get if I did? Light Up was jesting with you. I've seen none, but Abby over there may have. Sorry, my lord.
Nani?
わかんない。早すぎて。早すぎて何て言ったのか聞き取れなかった。これどうにかしたいけどな。いじってみたけどなんか変わんなかったんだよな。
何？ 何が必要ですか？
Those Redguard vultures are finally gone. That's one less burden we have to deal with. Pass it over. Looks as if it were torn, not cut. Odd. This carving onto the flesh was surely done by blade, yet if he had the means to make this marking, why the tearing? Have you seen this symbol anywhere, Knight? An eye looking up. You're right, it's uncanny. I haven't the evidence to infer a reason as of yet. It's all so confusing. Though we may have someone who can help us speed up this investigation. Are you familiar with the missionary in Ravenspring? Well, as you may know already, the man has been a prodigy in alteration and has helped trace a great many relics in the past. I'm hoping he can employ those same skills in determining the source of this item. Now, if you look closely at this grisly find, you'd see there's still splinters of metal, no doubt from the tool he used for this symbol. Bring this to the missionary, preferably in a closed pouch, as that's quite the pungent stench. Make the missionary know that I sent you. Hopefully he'll have some free time. Sordid murders come as often as the rain here. However, this specific case carries a familiar scent, evoking a string of murders decades ago. Similar victims and similar results from the looks of it. Yet the speed of this killer, combined with the viciousness of it all, you'd think he'd still be in the prime of his life. Well, going from the reports of those prior murders, we're making a substantiated claim that it's a man. We've never caught the killer before. Heck, we've never even seen him. We need more evidence, however. What we do have is spurious at best. Most of the witnesses are beggars and the like, people that aren't fond of the truth. Sadly, we had to drop the case not long after it opened. Not many people care for dead harlots. And the same may happen again if we don't catch this debased madman. Don't cause any trouble now.
Hello? I hope I have what you're looking for. Keep safe.行くわよ。何が必要なの？
めちゃくちゃ弓拾うの好きだよね、アイラさん。一番いい弓渡してるのに、どうしても使いたいらしい。あれ？なんか矢がもうないな。こんなに撃っちゃったのか。でもうないじゃん。結構渡してたと思うんだけどな。ちょっと無駄打ちしすぎじゃない？
行くわよ。
回復薬渡すと思ったんだ。
何が必要なの？
多分使うと思うんだよ。さすがにこれは
行くわよ。
Hello? Well, I hope I have what you're looking for. Keep safe.
You all right?
With the clear views today, we can spot the prey from miles away.
Thank the gods those necromancers are dealt with. We can't thank you enough, friend. You've been a great service to the kingdom.
Stop before you hurt someone.
確かこれで出るのは正面だけなのか。
Welcome, Knight. After what you've done for this town, any reciprocation would still fall short. What do you need?
この人の頭装備もらっちゃったから被ってないのか。
Not such the tall order that I was fearing. Although the time needed to perform the search can vary depending on a myriad of conditions. I'm sure to finish by tomorrow at least. Though a word of warning lest you grow frustrated with your eventual hunt. These searches aren't precise. I'll give you the general whereabouts and then you're on your own. Sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear. Keep safe.
Good day. Farewell.
いや、違う人か。この人からもらったのか。
Come for aid?
話術もらっといた方がいいか。
Yeah. Gonna keep staring? Who you mean mugging?
Be on your way.
Oh, もうちょい待たないとダメか。
Welcome, Knight.
先に仕事やっとくか。
Titles are mere words, but a scar or a hunter's grit. That's earned through battle, not something attained simply by being born to the right family.
Speak up. I have enough maids. I need you to be my sword, knight. Take initiative. Seek out disorder in the far reaches of the realm. Quell it. That is your duty. Much like the noble art of our halls, evermore must aim to be as immaculate. Speaking of disorder, were you witness to this manor before my arrival? A ghastly scene, an odious stench. To think that was home to a lord. I wouldn't tolerate any less. No man of good standing can conduct themselves in filth. Our standards must be high, such that even the divine can appreciate. Now, on to what I need of you. A quest befitting someone of your history. An excursion is planned beyond these walls. The objective is the reclamation of Grey Belmore. Scholars past had either succumbed to the peril of Belmore's curse, or had returned with the information as they had before their journey, with nothing more. Capricious is that warped land, from the lips of all those who studied Grey Belmore, and the deeper you tread, the fiercer the resistance. Inference. This curse is not an aimless force. It thinks, and it fears. The reason for that increasing danger as you delve further is defense. And what is this curse defending? The priest here had solved that riddle. The curse has a heart, an auspice seeded into the earth. Direnian. The same ancient constructs that are still used by our mages. The very barrier you see over Evermore sources its power to Direnian design. So, we're going to trek across this field until this construct, then hope for the priest to perform his rite that can activate that ancient well. Conviction! Confidence! You just love to hear it. We're going to get on just fine, Knight. We'll embark from our post south, within the marsh. I'm sure the guard have made preparations for our arrival. We shouldn't keep the Reach waiting. Farewell, friend.
「一緒に行くわけじゃないのか」どっちからでもよかったのか。
Who you mean muggin'?
Blessings upon you. Rest assured, I'm not one to waste time. This search is one of the more interesting deductions I've engaged in. My exercise led me to the long-since abandoned facility up in the mountains, unfortunately bearing the recent moniker of Reject's Respite, in light of the types of people who were brought there. Following that arcane scent more closely, I was brought to the bowels of that ruin. Never thought it to be that extensive. If you want my advice, pass on this venture. That dark sanctum is better left undisturbed. But I see that same venturous glint in your eye from when we sought out those...
きらめき出てたかな。
There is a particular device, rumored to have been hauled from that very facility which found its way to us.
どんなお宝が出てくるんだ。
This staff. Arcanists figured it's for the trapping of souls, akin to the conventional method most mages employ when weaving the same spell. However, this staff bears a symbol, which depicts a striking resemblance to what was etched on that grisly piece of evidence you provided me. May serve a further purpose from what we know. Maybe a key? I'll leave that for you to find out. Bring it along just in case you find yourself up against any barrier which requires a mage's touch. Keep safe.
こっちからやるか。クエスト出てたわ。
What manner of creature could do this?
Hello?
なぜか敵対を解いてくれなかった人は。
Are you sure the Treasury can withstand yet another expedition into this warped land? I hope you have the sense to fasten yourself here instead of out there.
After it all, the Imperials still hold the delusion that their word matters. Impotence is your legacy here, Drugo, for which one only look around to see.
Forgive any offense I may have caused, Dean. I only wish to see your kingdom not be undone from your harm. I honor your willingness to commit yourself to helping your men, but...
Then what is the issue?
This land is a portent to tragedy. This kingdom has undergone such upheaval that any misfortune upon you could descend us into chaos.
Under my rule, portents and despair will have no place. Offer your encouragement or your silence.
May the Divines bless you on this venture, Damien. I will have our auxiliaries provide artillery support if you so need.
Greetings, knight. Chosen by yours truly. Yet if it was so easy to pull courage from Arnima, then we'd be twice our number. Alas, sentimentality raises another obstacle for us. Brethren, family, lovers. 3 decades since they fell here. To imagine that you could battle against the spirit of a cherished one will humble many hearts. Yet it doesn't deter my most loyal subjects. I assume you've met the Utase already? Of course they are. Every honed blade within our borders is. There shall be no corner for rebels. Well, these men, Utase, come under many different names. Lowland Reavers, Black Hounds of Evermore, such insults! The more terrible the moniker, the better. You cannot rule without force. Force only communicated through blood. All of High Rock must hate them. They must behold the claw of Evermore should they ever provoke us. Now then, we're ready to depart. Are you? We'll need that zeal for what's to come. We set out now.
Knight, I'll be preoccupied
Who are you,
while I
Oak?
incite the words that can dispel whatever cursed barrier lays over that ancient wall.
What's that? I see you,
Knight,
scum.
I'll be preoccupied while I incite the words
I'll
that can
carve
dispel
you
whatever.
up.
That's why I trust you with this task. May seem a tad patronizing. I'm glad to have you by our side. Good day. We meet again. How fare you?
I'll hang you from your head.
なんだなんだなんだなん
Come
だ。
for aid?
You'll rid this land of your foul ill.
Draw your last
Just 6
breath.
feet under.
I'll break everything.
Aha! Another
You
scum.
well, Knight? In fear of
なんだ
normally
なんかすごい話しかけてくる。
Don't hug me up.
Good day.
などうした
I'll bash your brains out.
Step aside.
Good day. Good fortune. Good day. Farewell.
やばいんだけど。来るなこっちに来るな。
I am your prince, not your king. I will earn the adoration of my subjects. For who seeks another sloth on the throne? Now, press on.
収まったらしい。何だったんだろう。
Time to taste metal.
You
Ah,
prevail.
taste metal.
I'll carve you up. Aha!
頑張れみんな。
More posture. Rid of yourself. I'll bash your brains
Draw
out.
your last breath.
I'll chop you up slowly. Make you watch. Ah, what a chump. Hey, sweet cheeks.
You were with the Imperials at the outpost, right? Killed all those damn orcs off? I hope you made them suffer.
Oi, sexy. How about we spend a night together?
珍しい
A river
片
separates
手剣
us
二
from
刀
our
流の人だ。
Fine cloth must be dragged through this pulling soil. Yet material matters none. It is our ideals which define us.
You are the first of your kind to get right into the mud with us lowly souls. I can recall no royal dirtying himself for those beneath. We are forever in your debt.
Nobility are anchored to antiquity, inheriting their ravenous desire for wealth and evil.
そうでもさ、天気が
Change, trailed by progress.
天気が悪いよな。
Take in the beauty of this. You've won it for everyone.
Big shot. So how we get down in reach. I'll drink from your skull. We'll draw your foul breath. I'll chop you up slowly. Make you watch.
マッシュぶっ飛ばされてたけど大丈夫か。
Yeah. I'll bash your brains. You're slipping.
Fighting alongside you keeps me sharp, just how I like it.
Step aside.
You all right?
Who are you, Oakley?
There's no better thing to do on a sunny day than to hunt.
Now, priest, it is incumbent upon you to purge whatever festers within this crater. Godspeed. Rid us of this curse.
By Julianus's majesty, bless this venture.
And I know this is gonna be boring.
これが望みでしょ
It's like something I have from you. Prevail for it now.
Mm-hmm. 偽物だけどいいのかな。
You regret this now. Don't.
Blind salvation. A light that leaves no shadow for these dregs to hide.
Step aside.
What on earth?
You... How? Destroy it, now. Forgive me. It had the most nefarious presence. Truly terrific. It is done. Triumphant are we who dared. The curse is banished. Take it.
大丈夫だったのかな。
Tense with it.
偽物の杖だったみたいだけど。
It actually worked. The gods have finally divined their mercy.
Each name here will be entered in the annals of history. The Reach rises. Cherish the moment, friend. They despaired at our excursion, telling of our failure. What are they to say now? With our dedication, every blade that took up arms against fate is to be praised. Now, join me above. I have matters to discuss. Not all formal. Come.
なんだ
Beauty prevails. You have my ear. We'll have this grey ground turn green in the coming spring. Fecken's soil will birth promising land. Such a vista will better the morale of all the realm's people. I'll stay here a while longer, fomenting a future for all beneath the horizon. This vantage point will see to a more precise implementation of those plans. There's still much to do, Knight. You are relieved. What brings about this concern, Knight? Prying minds tend towards treachery, as they say. Your face. I jest. You're free to ask what you wish. The family are well, treading their paths without pause. Just before our quest here, Father regaled old tales from my youth, truly indulging the past. Such stories I struggle to remember. Mother continues her studies in Daggerfall, furthering her talent with harp and song. Her own orchestra, performing for the city's royal audience. And the cadence of her voice has found much use in bolstering our relation to Daggerfall. We've no need of emissaries when the Queen can exact our every want. Jealously so. In a word, beyond. Beyond what I ever hoped they achieved. Such is the fortune of Evermore's late prosperity that we enjoy our success. And soon the people here will boast of their own feats. Greatness shouldn't be confined to royal blood. You've heard of her beauty, I assume. She's been known to flirt with taboo, but to parade another woman on her arm for all to see. Unfortunately, the sister has her love planned for. You know the type. A noble knowing nothing of life beyond what his neurosis permits, festooned in the finest linen his parents could fetch him. A child in the guise of a man. To think a fragile thing as he could earn the adoration of my sister. Yet she spent the greater part of her time with dance and drama. Who else could she love other than those with similar interests? Travels took me to all the prominent families in High Rock. Dynasties that reached back to the Dirani, yet none knew their name. These journeys came with the intention of fresh alliances, though I would be lying if I said it was for the kingdom's benefit. No, these relations were personal. A band was formed to search the land for high adventure, for ecstasy only came in fierce passion.
頭燃えてるような位置で燃やすの面白すぎるな。
Love, struggles and triumph. I still regale the knights aside the rarest beauties in the land, hair of auburn and blonde, as wisps on the emptiness of my hands. Where moments before the bloody flourish of a moment had given me victory over an enemy, on those days I realized that no story written compares to the epics played out in life. The women of the family entertained leisures only found in peace, and for that privilege I trained for war, for it is the blood of men that purchases the safety of women. However, as befitting my class, I came to command. We staged mock battles, small retinues of 24 either side, having won for the most part. Yet Daggerfall has talent of their own, and I still have much to learn. Though we were eager to shed the artifice and do away with wooden swords, so we made raids on the criminal dens of Daggerfall. It's remarkable how swift we were in their undoing. It's all like a dream. Am I to wake into a world of coldness? Oh, I'm sure it is. Yet even with this precious reality we've earned, one misstep can always have dream fall to nightmare. Trust me, you've not the patience to hear them all. Disparate tasks that come with ease and with difficulty. They would seem wholly unrelated. Yet they are all drawn together for the gestalt of empire, to go beyond kingdom and claim even greater power. The West harbors ruin, with Wayrest offering no resistance to our ambition. The kingdom's land will be partitioned with Daggerfall conceding to a smaller share. And to the north lies a land barely worth governing. Johanna would submit through threat alone, I'm sure. We would need to obstruct potential paths from which our foes could attack. Daggerfall will fear an East united under one banner. They will come to know the new era we've made for them. A trifling ordeal. They only exist due to my father's narrow interests. Were he to commit men beyond his walls, the dregs of the land would be made short work of. In fact, the men of the Reach should suffice to combat the savages. There only needs to be the furious desire to fight. That is what I hope to inspire. For too long, the antagonisms of class have binded us to our racial enemies. It is imperative to unify all Bretons, and to finally oust the rats who feed on our misery. No longer will the serf feel estranged from their society. They will all be animated by a mutual drive. We will all have the same agenda. That we of the same blood will forge a new destiny, outside the deliberations of the gods, and crush those who sought to divide and assail us. There is nothing more unifying than a common enemy. Of course, we can extend the privileges of our collective to those outside our blood, who have sacrificed their own heritage to bolster ours. Listen, friend. Recall what I just said about the Empire. They are a waning power, on their way out like an old dog who has since expended all its vigor, never to run again. Their impotence is palpable. Innumerable failures and military disasters has undermined its authority severely. Ask yourself, where were the Imperials during the countless breaches of their constitution? Slavery and genocide were still practiced within their provinces, yet they seldom lifted a finger. What remains of that empire? A name? A name of the thug who knocks to extort a protection fee from his subjects, entailing the same duplicity of the thug who never protects his investments? We would be better without it. Until next time.
これでとりあえず終わりか。あれ大丈夫だったのかな。なんかやばそうな気もするけど。から上に上がるんだこれ。
hunt.
Hiroi na.
Swift, brutal, and merciless. That's the way of the hunt.
どうやって開けるんだろう。鍵が必要。
用心するのよ講師。なかなかやるわね。時間を無駄にするのはよしましょう。
素晴らしい。なんだ、またなんか属性攻撃かなんかやんなきゃダメなのか。感じ的にはあれか。なんだ頑張って翻訳ツール使うか。左上に出てるやつがなんだかわからん。エフェクトステージ、ライトが表示されるはず。意味がわからん。何がしたいの？回復で耐えろとかそういう話か。杖か？なんだ？まだ他にも当てなきゃいけないの？そういうことか。 大変すぎ。何なんだよ。確かに呪文使えないと脱出できないは魔術師以外が辛いから杖渡してるって感じか。今度はなんだ？さっきの杖使うのか？なんだ？今回はさすがに杖ではない気がするけど、なんだ？普通に上に行けばいいだけの話か。風呂？また杖の出番かこれ。あ？ 0時に戻る。あ、でいいのか。 ればいいのか難しい。
その呪文は痛そうだ。
会話が早すぎてわからん。部屋の話は済んだ。HP ゲージが出ないから効いてんのかどうかわかんないのが辛いわ。いいのかな。あれいいのか。音楽ようになったのかな。いや、これはなんかギリギリの難易度ではやりたくないギミックだな。
覚悟して、簡単にはいかないから。どこに行けって言ってんだこれ。そんな行けるとこある？あー、またあれか？どっちだろう？杖か。
出た、またこのフェーズ。
Prey awaits. A huntress is always move.
Hmm. ブルーバー引いたけどな。わあ。 なんか SCP みたいな感じだな。なんか SCP っぽいな。こん中入んなきゃダメなのかな。また炎でどっかすやつか。ダメか。
The maggot comes forth. Mother.
Beautiful one hears. Amidst the unending silence.
ここになんかいるな。
Hag ravens and their rituals. There are few things more foul.
Under my wing, child, you have entered the darkest durance of the end of the world, the dominion of tragedy. Do not leave my light, or you will be swallowed by the black. The history of hate in your land traces its roots here, where the seed planted by the begotten king had fermented and grown, the branches tearing through the earth and penetrating all life above. Witchmen, those misguided souls stolen from my grace, were molded in the shape of this foul king's form. I did not reach them in time, and in turn, another mother had taken my place. Where I had hoped to impart a will to live in them, that mother had brought an antithesis, preying on their fears and animosity, and exaggerating these insecurities to heights unforeseen. And so the same tragedy that plagued the Witchmen finds itself repeating with you and those behind their walls. A schism forms between those who are wanting and those who are rich. Material, beauty, and status, all tenets to the divine. Extremes are tempting in dire times when the status quo has proven to have failed. Yet it is often with these extremes that irrevocable damage occurs.
字幕読んでる余裕ないよ。
Pull the disenfranchised out of the muddy waters. Meditate and save whatever you can. I am weak, child, but you are strong. You have one thing that I lack. True empathy, that a god lacking the same fragility of mortals cannot grasp. Those on the mortal plane who are swallowed by obsession, by trauma or rage, will find themselves a world which mimics that terrible bloodied land you traversed, and are soon to again. To have hope dim and hate simmer in these times is understandable, expected. To be pessimistic when you look at history as a series of tragedies. However, you run the risk of looking through that wretched lens of despair until your passing. Every moment of good is then ignored. Every small triumph and miracle is trivialized against some other atrocity. You avoid every opportunity, trepid to every chance, fearful of the risks, and so you stay clinging to what you know. This may not apply to you, child, as you still march on with a yearning to halt a disaster rather than letting rampage run its course, as the cynic inside us would do without hesitation. I am burdened with the curse of prescience of tragedy, and I weep. You will talk with a soul who was beholden to ultimate misfortune. I was too late to help him. Feel sympathy for his plight, but do not let his spoiled tongue coerce you to committing evil. I just wish I could have saved him, if only I was stronger. Tell him I am sorry, though I'm afraid any apologies are too late. Keep faith and become that indomitable effigy of hope that I know you are.
「落ちた。これやばいやつかもしれないな。入った瞬間落ちたからな。からだろう。 これでダメだったらどうしよう。いけるか。あ、いけた。よかった。たまたま何か噛み合わなかったらしい。あれ、オブリビオンに来てしまった。なんもいないか。
This realm is ever so charming, especially under the daylight.
やめろ。用心するのよ、同志。次は許さないわよ。
ごめんね、あれ。
なかなかやるわね。
すまない。
時間を無駄にするのはよしましょう。まだここよ。The Hunt。では今度よ、殺してやるわよ。
やばい。
あなたには負けたわ。Hunted anything worth talking about? 時間を無駄にするのはよしましょう。
なんだこいつ。こいつも早口だ。
Here we recognize the face of those within the original drama. Love unrequited and the desire to be remembered. Oh, they all scream the same demand. Actualize me. To chaos from stasis. Between our story is told. The garden of worlds revealing the ever still. Here is where we begin. In this perfect absence, two beings live with no knowledge of the other, no knowledge of themselves. Tranquil and definite was this peace, so tempting was its silence. And so it was befallen. The third had came. She appeared, shattering the nothing. Or she brought vision, or she brought sound.
何の話をしてるんだ。
recognition than the first ones. And so the two inert beings from Black awoke to our summoning. The original drama, the first impulse. They sought her heart. Yet two, then only one. The dilemma, the contradiction. Child of this new conflict, fist-born. Scarcity, joined shortly with sister. Disparity. Churns to this new world in this fresh tumult. Twisting was this new tension. The old stasis was dead. God was at peace, never to return. For the medium made our choice of the two, and so the unloved sank into confusion. Why had I not been chosen? What was he compared to me? What am I? Introspection. Sentient. And alone. The woe of every murder. All sourced by this bygone ancestor. See thyself. Make clear the distinction between you and that. That which shares not your will, and you which submits to your wants. Identity. So rapid is this moment, so fragile you were made to feel, wishing not to be forgotten.
この人たち話が難しすぎる。何を言いたいのか理解できない。
Jealousy, born here and taken at full. The loveless gives way to reprisal. It cannot stay idle with the knowledge that others enjoy. Enjoy what he cannot. Ancestor, were you humble, we would have peace. Were you accepting, we could have unity. You had but submit and waste away, content with your inferiority. Your actions left us with the worst of all delusions. Hope, torture of ambition. So with your ambition, you conspired, plotting the undoing of the newlyweds. Above him, they embraced. So small did he feel in awe of their love. Down here there was loathing, and with them was joy. That contrast burned deeper still. Where there could have been restraints, were placed with murderous intents. Its wordless ravings were silenced. Against its brow, he stared upon the sacred birds, the world itself. The tyranny of their love broke him to kneel. Exist was I ever said.
急に怒り出した。
You sought to forget I. Suffer that of my invention. Hatred. She could
なんかもらった。なんかそしてなんかあんま聞かないタイプの音楽が流れた。呪文書じゃなくても直接パワーもらった感じか。なんだ。これか？こんなだったっけ？
They should have sent a better stock of Bretons to overtake this outpost. I swear that I can recognize some from the exiles we've rounded up.
Our hands are
Not
tied, I'm
much sunlight
afraid.
today. What a
We've got
pity.
another mess to deal with in Skyrim, so the Bretons will have to fend for themselves. Let's hope they're sensible enough not to have this kingdom descend into barbarism on our departure.
Don't hold your breath. It's a fool's hope. The time for our departure seems to be quite tentative. Do we have any confirmation for our release?
Immediately after this transfer is complete, we'll return to the embassy where we've secured the carts, having cleared the base of the arsenal we need, and then make our way for the Divide. To deracinate ourselves after so many years have, despite how stressful it was to experience, feels disheartening.
Speak for yourself. I've yearned for a good night's sleep for a decade now. I just hope Skyrim doesn't harbor the same hostility, the same corruption that fills this realm.
Crossed fingers. Hopefully I can talk to Command back in Cyrodiil, for our transfer to one of the fringe outposts in the homeland once we're done with Skyrim.
Don't get my hopes up too much. Such hope is akin to sin through this realm, bringing swift punishment.
Pessimism will be the death of you. Yet I understand your disposition, after having fought to improve a realm that doesn't reciprocate. Come, let's go and hasten this process. Chef back at the embassy is preparing a fine farewell feast from what I hear. We don't want it to go cold. Great work at the outpost. You found an ally in the Empire. Huh? What back door did you enter through? Must be a master of stealth as well as battle. As for what we're talking about, just making plans for transferring the garrisons over to the Bretons. Disorder in Skyrim calls, and the Empire beckons us to be their vanguard. What else can we do here? It seems most are dead set in digging a deeper hole for themselves despite our best efforts. I know this is disheartening, but I have faith that the Reach, without Mortarfane, may fare a great deal better. That is, if someone less tyrannical is appointed by Sigmane, instead of some doppelganger to the most recent lord, which has been a common theme in this land. In fact, I've heard Sigmane's son, Damien, may just be the lord that breaks the cycle. We can only hope. Such a merciful and boisterous leader may bring those sad sods out of their depressive stupor. Word is he's soon to give a speech to the people in Ravenspring. May want to go over there and see what he has to say. You never know. You could drop a word of advice to the prince that may forge a better future in this realm. That would be a man named Visa. He has a residence within the capital itself. He's not one to hear out every petty request, so make sure any appointment you have with him is of utmost urgency. Nothing noteworthy. Petty disputes and all the entailing drama. I'm sure you're well versed in the Reach's people, so I won't need to divulge too much. Actually, come to think of it, Events seem to be not as dour. Like the kingdom is finally experiencing its boon. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it really does seem different this time. Alas, we won't be here to relish in what may be, as we've already set course for Skyrim. Again, nothing eventful. Would have told you otherwise. Yet, if you want something to chew on, we've had word from the kingdom of some of their serfs wandering north, though not enough to cause a serious outcry. Looks like the absolute worst of the toiling masses are vanishing, which the nobility have been elated by. More for the treasury, and less mouths to feed. There aren't many civilized spots north of the kingdom, and I'm damn sure an unarmed peasant isn't going to make it 10 yards approaching those witchmen. So we haven't sent anyone up there to find out. Just not worth the hassle, and we're already spent as a garrison. We should have been thrice our number, but the Reach has weathered us down to a trifling band of injured and mad. We should, but my business has ceased here. You'll need to direct those concerns to the Bretons. As you know, the serfs should be their immediate concern. Imagine a kingdom without their serfs. Evermore especially would collapse in an instant. If you hear any of the downtrodden rambling the same as those witchmen, then that will be a major cause for concern. Until then, however, enjoy these somewhat peaceful days we've been graced with. Go with grace.
Carry the Griffin, Knight of Evermore.
お、ファストトラベルできるロケーションじゃないのか。今回はこの辺で終わっておきましょう。ではまた次回。